Hello, I'm Umbrenero and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is Painting Magic Art for my husband, part 4. So, we're back at it, working on this project, which I really thought I would be farther along than I currently am as of this video. There were a lot of hang-ups, but I'm still trying to get these out. So, this one, we're finishing up the first canvas quite a bit in this one because I just want to get ahead. I want to get this done because I have another project I need to get done by May. And I haven't even started it yet, and we're halfway through April. But that is a whole different beast that I will be getting started on here hopefully in the next week or so, if things go correctly. But we're gonna hop right back into this one. So I am working on a lot of the spots that I missed from the first painting, and I figured we're gonna start by doing a color on the bottom that I don't need to worry about, and then going in and doing the details at the end, because right now it looks a little bit silly as it is, but once all of the specific details were added, it really started to pop and really become what I was wanting it to look like. And I will say right now, we did start on the next canvas in this video. That'll be the last few minutes, and I actually show how far I got because I did do a little bit of painting off camera of it just to help keep me calm, because we've been having some bad weather lately and I do not get along with bad weather. So I took it as a chance to work on one of the projects and just try to do something. But we're gonna get back to this one. The reference photo had a lot of cracks and stuff like that, so it's like, alright, we're gonna start throwing in these dark lines and I'll make them work somewhere. So I started adding the shapes and knew I would get to them later. And then I remembered the center canvas. I needed to add to that. So I finally did. So I went in, did quite a bit of the blue, because I realized I needed a little bit of this blue to be showing up here to help tie it into the other one, and I was having issues with this, but it is what it is, and I did get this caught up, which reminds me to say it right now. I did do it for the second canvas, for the next one that I'm working on. I just forgot to fully record that because I honestly spaced and forgot all about it. So when I finish it, I'll show it then. But back to the main one. I let it dry overnight, and then I came in with some of these other colors to help bring a little bit more dimension into the areas where I wanted it. And I thought at first, well, I'll just do some of the lines with the darker color, but it didn't really show. So I decided we're just gonna go in with the darker paints, start doing the lines, and see if that'll help. It was helping, but it's like, alright, I want to have the darker areas under those, and I don't want to have to paint around the dark. So I went through a couple spots of darker area and just started going with the flow and making the cracks where they seemed like they fit. Like, there were times where I thought I was completely messing this up because of how often I was putting these in and where I was putting them in. But I realized soon enough that they were starting to work where I was putting them, and they were starting to make sense. Because I got the top to a certain point, and it's like, alright, I am going to need to take a break from there. Let's go to the bottom. And here is where I really started focusing and going, alright, I don't want this to be overpowered with all of these little dark areas. So I started doing the ones I needed here, added in the other color popped, which I really didn't need much on this side because my reference didn't have this side a lot darker. It was more lighter. So I figured I'm gonna make these look a little more jagged and stuff like that. And I'm glad I did, because it really started to give the feel I was looking for. And it's like, alright, I need another color that isn't like full black, but isn't as a super light gray. So I made a custom gray and used that to help put in like some cracks that haven't fully cracked yet. And these just help give that last little bit of detail for this first canvas that it needed. And I have to say, I really like how this one ended up, because it just gave what was missing. Like on the top, I started filling it in areas where I felt it just needed little bits of chaos and whatnot, just to help balance out all of the darkness that I had already put there. And it really did help. But I can say getting this canvas done was a very big point, because it showed, all right, we got one done. We can do this entire project. It's just going to take time, and I need to make myself work on it almost daily. At least give myself an hour a day. And, you know, I like how this turned out. It was really neat and just felt right. But here we are on the second one. So we're on to the islands. And this one, there's going to be some different things done. Like on this one, we're going to have iridescent colors on some of the things. Like right here, it may seem like I'm not doing a lot, but in reality, I was grabbing the colors and I was actually trying to mix the colors that I wanted to use, because the color I needed is not quite what was in a bottle. So I was trying to get that figured out, and it happens. But I got the color I wanted, and I started going. And I'm going to leave it here and just let you enjoy how far I did get and how it ended up for this first part. So, thanks for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!